Well, we're live. It's iWire Daily. I'm PG Gordy. This is the iState YouTube channel. Now, if you go to iState.tv right now, nothing's up. Something will be up, but not yet. But we're going to be going to 4 sites today, and these are sites that I aggregate. And this audience, this is for the folks that are looking for the fires, the politics, the stories that, make you feel your impending doom, possibly. Then you have this. This is impending dooms, but this is impending dooms that is off the beaten track, but it's also a lot more of actual hopeful stuff like tech, science. This is pioneering news. So the first one was newsfire.tv. This is pioneeringnews.com. And then Election Gazette. And this is, it's just an aggregate. All of these aggregates I do, these are custom aggregates. These are not just random. I go through a lot of links and pick the best ones. And this is left, right, everything else. News Alite Herald. This is where we get the celebrities and the weirds and the funner stuff, the sports and things like that. Light news. That's how we're going to end it. So hopefully we'll be able to get through this. Yesterday I did this, and I only got through the first 2 sites. So I have to really working on limiting how much I talk about each story. We'll see how this goes today. Let's give this a try. What the hell? NCAA votes to allow athletes to profit from their name. This is from BET. And reading from BET, it's in an announcement on Tuesday, October 29th. The organization's top governing board voted unanimously to allow college athletes to be compensated from their name, image, and likeness. However, basically, this is, it's pretty epic. You have athletes that can now make money off of their name and all of the ramifications that come with that. This is primarily going to affect 2 sports, men's football and men's basketball. There may be some degree of opportunity for women's basketball players, but that might be about the extent of the folks that might actually really be able to benefit from this. But then again, at local levels, that's a whole other can of worms. At the local levels, college kids with their names on car dealerships, wow, that could be quite interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun trying to figure all the muckety-mucks out as this thing unfolds, because you have these, basically what you have are 2 conflicting values. The values of amateurism and the values of fair play. So on one hand, you have the amateurism. The idea is that you have a sport for the sake of the sport alone, and that you don't inject professionalism into it, that you don't have college players that are going to school to make money playing sports. College is primarily a place of learning, but now colleges are about ready to become, places. I use the word learning loosely. And by the way, when I'm talking about the colleges, I'm assuming that I'm talking to normal colleges, but we don't have normal colleges anymore. They've all been totally infiltrated with the red fascists. So, but anyway, be that as it may, they're going to have a whole headache to deal with. And you know what? I'm happy about that. It's ironic enough, the colleges is where this whole red fascism is spread. And if you listen to the show yesterday, red fascism is a word that's used to describe, and this is not my phraseology, it's a word that's used to describe people who, I guess you could say, like the Soviet Union is referred to, especially from people on the left, on the anarcho-left especially, they refer to them as red fascist. And what they say, and I agree with them, is that the Soviet Union actually went hard right. It's not a hard left, it's a hard right. And it depends upon your definition of right and left, but in what we're talking about is right is more control and left is less control. Now, that's one paradigm which has been traditionally used throughout much of human political history, not so much here in America, but it is kind of the paradigm that I'm talking about. So let's everybody get the reference. So the Soviet Union, basically, it was supposed to be Soviets, little councils, little local councils, and it was really supposed to be local, much more power at the local level. The power was supposed to go upward, but it ended up being very, very, very authoritarian, very fascist. It's basically it's fascist. It's red fascism. So you could think, I guess you could think of Hitler as being like black fascism, and I think we have a brand of fascism in America, which I call blue fascism. But so anyway, this school has this element within them, and now this school, which they're red fascist, the SJWism in and of itself is not red fascism, but the what they've done is they've taken, I guess you could say they've hijacked a movement. Is, you know, the classic hijacking of a movement. And I've seen multiple movements, even things that I've been involved with. So I've lived long enough. I'm 51 years old. I've actually lived to see this happen, watch movements turn from their intended purpose to something very authoritarian in the end. And that's what's happened here. So when I disparage SJW, I'm not disparaging SJW as a discipline, I'll say. I am disparaging SJW in the way that it's being manifest in its very fascist authoritarian form, the use of the corpo state and just the flat out state to force your ever expanding, ever demanding definitions of morality on others. That's essentially what's happened. Now, this group that ostensibly claims to be for the poors, they're not. They're billionaires and foreign governments that are largely funding them. Those entities from which this whole they're creating this whole groups of kids who idiots. Well, they're not idiots entirely in their lives. They're just idiots in this part of their lives. These idiots that are going out and they're actually believing that what they're doing is they're working to liberate the little guy. They're working to help liberate the poors, but they're not. The very entities that have been giving them this very, using all the phraseology of the left, they're the ones that have been just totally just raking in millions upon millions upon millions of dollars off of the blood, sweat, and tears of these players. And I'll tell you something, like college football is the real deal. It's highly professional. It's not an amateur sport. If it was an amateur sport, these players would not be playing nearly at the level that they are today. And if they weren't playing at the level that they are today, they wouldn't risk so many serious injuries. I mean, if you had the safe equipment, but you had players that weren't as fast, weren't as hard hitting, but it's a pro sport. And so when people go out there, man, they're playing a pro sport, man. They're really putting their body on the line. And these paradigms of leftist utopian phraseology are ultra capitalist. I mean, ultra capitalist. Colleges and universities are ultra capitalist. So anyway, now they're going to have to deal with like the players. I mean, hey, need a players union. You need a players union. Get an NFL players union. That's what I say. I mean, let's give it to them and give it to them good. You know, give them it good. You know, get the players union in there, you know, and just, you know. Go ahead and deal with the union. Get the union. Sick the union on the red fascist. I'm putting my money on the union, by the way. I think the because red fascists, man, they're paper tigers. I mean, they're very real in the sense that they have real power now, and because they have basically they have the CEOs of the multi-billion-dollar corporations that are enforcing their codes and emboldening them to do more, to attack and destroy more human lives. That's what they're doing. It's a terroristic effort. It's a terroristic war against Americans that's being done, and now they are going to have to start to pay some kids that deserve to get paid, because it's not going to end with the names. It better not end with the names. I tell you, it better not end with the names. And not to mention, what does this do with the other college? Oh, it's just going to be lovely. Oh, I'm going to love it. You know what I would love to see if eventually, if there was no longer a thing like college sports, instead there was a thing like young adult sports, young adult leagues, wholly independent of colleges and universities, where kids can make money. They can even play their way to, actually they could play to pay to go to college. Like, they could end up with scholarships of sorts, but they'll end up making more money playing the footballs at the higher levels and getting a college education. So they're going to end up making more, which is good. They should keep more, especially of what you do out in that field. That kind of work, that's hard work, man. That is, I mean, yeah. Well, anyway, gotta move on. See, I'm trying to discipline myself, folks. I think I did fairly decent there. What do y'all think? Y'all think that I just a little bit less focused or more focused? What do you think? We get to this next story. This is an awesome story. Anti-Trump whistleblower worked with DNC operative who sought dirt on Trump from Ukrainian officials. Federalist. The Federalist wrote that headline. That's a very loaded headline, but I appreciate it. Although it is, that's an opinion headline. Thank you. Or maybe not. Yeah. Well, let me think about that. Yeah. Who sought dirt on Trump? Yeah, there's definitely a way that you could write this much more neutrally than this. A news report from Real Clear Investigations reveals that the anti-Trump whistleblower who prompted the current impeachment proceedings against President Trump is a registered Democrat, who worked with a Democrat National Committee opposition researcher who dug up dirt. We got a problem. Who dug up dirt on the Trump campaign during the 2016 election. Now, there's more to this story. This guy is actually been part of other fake newseries involved with Trump. He's also been involved with, allegedly, according to this with the report from Real Clear Investigations. So he's an operative. He's absolutely an operative. The Democratic Party is working. I guess now they're going to come out somewhat in front of us, but they're going to come out in front of us, in a situation in which they are basically unfairly controlling. They're not being bipartisan at all. They're not offering Republicans the equal power to call witness. Basically, the common. Basically, the standards of, I understand that this is not, strictly speaking, this is not the trial. The trial comes later. But when you're talking about voting to impeach a president, and you're going to exact standards that are nonpartisan, that are highly partisan, you're basically telling half of America we want a divorce. I mean, that's what the Democrat Party is doing right now. You're telling half of America we want a divorce. Why are you doing that? It's like, do you just not need us anymore, or what? What is that? What's up with that? It's kind of rude. It kind of ticks me off, actually. It really does tick me off. But I'm trying not to exploit the anger that is in my head, because who knows what'll come out of my mouth if I do. And we don't want to say things that could hurt us, do we? I mean, we live at that time of age, don't we? Now, where everybody's checking their mouths. Fuck that shit, by the way. I will not be checking my mouth on this show. So y'all can fuck off. And, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I'm just going to see what happens if you just say what you want to say. If more of us just say what we want to say. So you're going to do all that based upon what this guy, this Astardian triggered, this gentle looking laddie lad. This is once again, you see this is what these SJW males look like. These are the, by the way, these are by far and away, these are the true enemies. These, when you think of SJWism, especially the brand I'm talking about, SJW fascism, if you want to call it that. They're just part of the Red Fascist Coalition. SJWism is not, well, anyway. Things are just never simple. There's a lot of nuance that I really want to explain, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to resist. Okay, so this dude, this is what these look like. This is what these most militant of militant SJWs look like. And SJWism, it's predominantly ruled by white males, white cis males, vicious white cis males. It's a white male movement, LARPing as, I guess, pox and gays when they're neither of those things, but that's primarily who's doing most of your heavy hitting, doing most of your vicious assaults. This is white males. That's your movement. That's who you are. You're a white male far right fascist movement. That's the SJWs in America today. Again, except for the ones that have rejected that path. Like, you know, I used to, a long time ago, I was an ANCAPper, anarcho-capitalist, and I saw that movement turn into, wow, that's like they went black fascist. They're like literally went into Nazis. Not all anarcho-capitalists, but a huge portion of them. But just like with the SJWs, there's still a few that they're anarcho-capitalists to this day, and I'm not an anarcho-capitalist, but I can still break bread with them, get along with them just fine, and they're cool, decent, awesome people. Got no problems with them, and I could probably be their neighbor, and I think I could be their neighbor, and if I ended up living in one of their worlds, I'd be probably okay with that. So that's just not true of most ANCAPs that I knew, and I've lost some friends that went pretty dark, and it was really depressing for a period of time for a lot of us. I mean, it was, I guess you could say, if I probably eventually would have moved off of ANCAP, but it hastened that. Seeing what the road that this thing, I mean, ANCAP doesn't, it's not an inevitable path to Nazism. I'm not saying that at all. No. I'm just saying that it certainly has that. It has that. There's an opportunity there, and really centered around property. But that's another long story. I'm not going to do it. You know what? I'm going to move on. All I'm going to say is you don't do a nonpartisan, a highly partisanized process to attempt to remove a president based upon something that began with this fucking idiot. And ask any human being who isn't just a fucking vicious piece of fucking garbage shit to actually give a fuck about the next word out of your mouth. The next word out of your mouth is irrelevant, because anyone that supports this process, with this fucking nub being the starting of this particular assault on Donald J. Trump. Is it Donald J. Trump? Well, fuck you. Just fuck you. You can't possibly believe that this thing is done with anything but a spirit of divorce. And if you want divorce, fuck you. You have no fucking idea what you're wishing upon yourself. You see, the thing that I would really love to be able to reach out and help all of us understand is that even if you're currently an SJW Nazi piece of shit, I still love you and I need you. And you still need me. And in the end, I think you're going to find you actually still do love me. As much as I'm pissed off at you, No, very, very, very few of us are throwaways or unredeemable or trash to throw out. Even though I'll call you trash sometimes, I definitely will, because fuck you. But still, I need you. See, an America without all of us is not going to work. So we're going to have to figure out how to make this work, or we're all going to die. We'll all live together or die together. That's the bottom line. Impeaching Trump and then trying to remove this man. This is not going to help any of us. Not a single one of us are going to be helped by this. We are going to be dragging our country into turmoil for this fucking asstard. You fucking nubs. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. I'm an unprofessional scientist, but I'm going to hang up on him. So, you know, I never have my ringtone on. I really don't. I only turned it on just 2 days ago. I almost always have my ringtone off. Let's hope that guy doesn't call back. I don't know what he's looking for someone. I don't know who he is. Actually, I know who it is. I'm not going to tell you. I can't tell you. Here's a nice story here. Forensic pathologist suggests Jeffrey Epstein may have been murdered. Daily Caller. A noted forensic pathologist said Wednesday that the body of the late financial investor and pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, showed some usual signs of murder, and the evidence points towards homicide, not suicide. Dr. Michael Baden, who is a former longtime New York City medical examiner, was hired by the Epstein family to investigate the death and talk to Fox and Friends about his findings. And that's Jeffrey Epstein. That's a whole other can of worms. Call it can of worms. I could talk so long about this story alone and all the ramifications, and not. It wouldn't be all about him or his story itself. It would be about why this story exists. I mean, in a nutshell, this story is a rabbit hole that's intended to draw resources away from the fight. Don't go down the Jeffrey Epstein hole. It's irrelevant. I mean, it's horrible. It's not irrelevant, but it's irrelevant in terms of where the fight is right now. That's a rabbit hole. That's an intended rabbit hole. Big, juicy, intended rabbit hole. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. You'd be more interested in this. Getting health insurance through work now costs nearly $20,000. This is from CNN. Employers and workers together are spending close to $20,000 for family health insurance coverage in 2018, according to a new Kaiser Family Foundation report. Although premiums have increased fairly modestly fairly modestly in recent years, the growth has far outpaced workers' rates over time. See this thing right here? This fucking shit right here is what, it just breaks my heart. I really don't care what we have to do, honestly. I fundamentally reject this model of governance, but I am powerless to do anything about it, and probably will ever be powerless in my lifetime. So within this practical reality of power, my philosophy is generally to do the least harm. And so with that in mind, I don't know what we have to do, but I'm going to tell you. I can speak with experience. I come from a family, our income between my wife and I, we're doing okay. We're doing good. If you heard our particular numbers, you'd probably think, wow, you must be doing really good. But no, well, not like that high. I don't make more. Okay, I'm not a millionaire. I'll just say that. I don't make like $1 million a year or any crap like that. Nothing anywhere close to that. But I'm not anywhere near rich. Anywhere even upper middle class. I'm not even that. Whatever. If you want to think of an upper middle class, I don't have a McMansion or any crap like that. I have a tiny house. But still, economically, we're doing well compared to most people. And yet, because of what happened with Obamacare, our health care sucks. And I have to tell you, that doctors suck. They suck big old dicky dicks. Big fucking dicky dicks. Doctors are fucking clueless now. They're dumber than they ever were. They may have more science behind them, but they have a whole fuck ton less human behind them. They're fucking flowcharts and liability protectors. That's all they are. And anyone such as me that has any kind of complex issues going on that aren't easy to try to figure out, it just, you lump it all into, you call it. I mean, what is fibromyalgia? What is CFS, POTS? These are all these things that swim in my world. You know what all this is? It's it's just that they don't know what the fuck it is or what they is. It's probably multiple things, maybe even many totally unrelated. But it's all this groups of neurological disorders, basically. Probably has something to do with our poisonous environment, I bet. I'm willing to bet that's what it is. But I don't even go to doctors anymore because it's just fucking expensive. And they've yet to do anything significantly for me. And I'm not alone. I've heard these stories from so many people. And that's got to be fixed. Or eventually we're all just going to have enough of it. And I don't know what it takes. It does not take ideologies. I don't care about you communists or you socialists or you capitalists or you free marketers. What I care is what do we human beings have to do, however we have to do it, whatever mechanisms we want to use. How? Because I am positive we have all the resources we need to deliver to people quality, preventative, and emergency and whatever health care for all. I am sure that there's a way to do this, but it's never going to be done unless we all start conversations. Like, I think that what we should be doing is we should have these caucuses all across the country, intense, maybe over a 6-month period of time. We have these series of caucuses where we work out in the local levels and you work your way up and you get consensuals until finally you get together and you have at the end, you have some national plan that has a lot of local flexibility, most likely built. It has some national frameworks, and it would be something like that. It would not be let's just let the insurance companies divide the fucking spoils, or let's let some egghead fucking ideologues decide that healthcare is also racism, so white people get to the back of the bus. Or maybe it would be the other way, because same mechanism, different regime. Somebody says, oh, no, never mind. It's like white people to the front, everybody else to the back. You never know. I mean, once you create the mechanism, then it doesn't really it's easier to change the target of a mechanism than it is to end a mechanism. So that's something to bear in mind. Anyway, these are more interesting stories than this fucker. This is a rabbit hole. Don't go down that rabbit hole. Stay right here. This is where we need to be. Right here. The key survival needs that human beings need to raise our quality of life. What can we do to improve that for all of us? All right, top stories. Twitter announces political advertising ban. Jack Dorsey, the chief executive officer of Twitter, announced on Wednesday afternoon that his company... Wait, I didn't put the tag for this. Dang it. I gotta credit this. Who is this? Mother Jones. Okay, this is Mother Jones. Okay, so... Yeah, I gotta add that. I gotta correct that then after the show's over. Gotta have the tags. Jack Dorsey, the chief executive officer of Twitter, announced on Wednesday afternoon that his company will no longer allow political ads on its platform. We've made the decision to stop all political advertising on Twitter globally. We believe political message reach should be earned, not bought, Dorsey wrote in a tweet thread announcing the post. While internet advertising is incredibly powerful and very effective for commercial advertisers, that power brings significant risks to politics. So what the fuck? Who the fuck cares? I don't care about your fucking morality. You're a public square, you fucking dickles. where it can be used to influence voters to affect the lives of millions. This is also they don't have to put Trump ads on their fucking platform. This is all for that. Dorsey said that Twitter would share more updates about the new I don't even really give a fuck about your new update policies, whatever. Little Dickelstein here, Jackie Dorsey's. What a fucking nub. This guy, this fucking billionaire, fucking billionaire twaddle. This guy's created a whole new can of fucking worms for himself with this move. I don't know the ramifications. I don't know the legals of publications. What is a publication? Do they have political? I don't know. It's odd for a public platform, a public speech platform, I guess you could say, a public communications, public square platform, if you will, to reject political ads when it has so many rules that significantly impedes the ability of one side to effectively communicate on that platform. So, I mean, what they've done is they've sacrificed probably millions of dollars just to assure that the Democrats win. This is a campaign contribution. That's what this is. That's all this is. Now, the Republicans, because they're stupid and they're pussies, they will probably do fuck nothing about this. I mean, they should be calling Twitter a fucking terrorist organization. What the fuck? You damn well bet the fucking Democrats would if it was reversed. Twitter would be called literally worse than Hitler. They'd be like they would have crowds marching on Twitter headquarters demanding Jack Dorsey resign for denying the people their voice. How can you prevent? And how dare you assume that American politicians are so venal and so corrupt? You're an American company, but you're acting like a foreign government that is dictating to the American government the terms for its own public square. Yeah, Twitter, that's not your public square. That's my public square. Fuck you. Not literally mine, but it's the public square of the masses of people that you drew in, and then you fucking bait switch them. Whatever. Bait and switch, switch and bait, whatever. Bait and switch. You bait switched them, man. You bait switched them. You says, hey, we're an open platform. Everybody come here. All right, everybody gets there. Everybody. And then this becomes the place. It's like Facebook did that. YouTube did that. Y'all did that. Y'all gathered the massive crowds. And initially, you weren't planning on turning Nazi. You decided you needed to turn Nazi because the conservatives are just fucking better than you at social media. They kicked your asses. You little pussies. The conservatives kicked your asses on social media, fucked your shit up, totally dominated your asses in 2016, used you fucking boomers, exposed the hipsters, the progressives, the forward thinkers, the open thinkers, as the total cringe fucklords that you are. You people don't even know how much like really bad Christian movies you all sound like now. Literally, you just sound like bad Christian movies when you talk. The worst of the worst proselytizing bad Christmas movies, Christian movies. You know what? This is you. This is your fucking song, right? Yeah. Yeah, you know what you're hearing. You know what you're going to hear? Do you know what you're going to hear? This is you. Yeah. Yeah. Good my friend of mine, is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine, just under Jesus. This is what Batwoman looks like. This is Batwoman. This is actually a scene from Batwoman. That is Batwoman right there. So this is the TV series Batwoman. This is the lesbian Batwoman. Yep. Yep. This is what you look like, SJWs. This is what you look like to the rest of us. You're that cringe now. You're literally that cringe and you don't even fucking know it. That's what's so insane is how clueless you are and how embarrassingly horrible you look. Oh my gosh. If you think bell bottoms look dated from the 70s, maybe they're back in. Are they back in? If you think little, what do you call them, the little multicolored little ties and crap on your arms. Wait, what the hell? I'm trying to think of an 80s thing that's cringe and I can't. What am I? All I'm thinking of is these girls that have all these stupid things tied all over their hairs and their arms with multicolored. Yeah, all the multicolored stuff. Somebody's calling me again. Who is this? Hold on. Let's deal with this. Let's deal with this. Let's bring this. Let's bring this to bear. All right. It's that guy again. I'm gonna hang up on him. I don't care. He better not call here again. Yeah. Anyway. So there you go. You know what? I'm gonna turn this dang phone off. This is what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna just turn this phone off because that'll be better. So I'm gonna do that, folks. I'm doing this for you, the people. So now Jack Dorsey is putting himself in a position where really making it apparent that Twitter is all in for the DNC. Whatever you want to say, I don't even fucking care. And you guys, you got to get over your cringe. You got to, if you could see yourself like, oh man, if you could just step inside and look 10 years in the future, and then that 10-year future you could look back and then you could see right now how embarrassed you're going to be at how idiotic you people sound. Especially, see, if you're black or you're people of color, and isn't that weird, that whole people of color and then white? It's like the whole world in white. Wow, white people are powerful. You know that's white supremacism, right? That's passive-aggressive white supremacism. It was written by whites, so that's not surprising. Literally, you're white supremacists. Black people, I got bad news. You've been pushing white supremacism. You fucking idiots. Anyway, black people. What was I saying? Black people? I don't even know. Yeah. Anyway, you're pushing white supremacism inadvertently. And, wow. It's been a day. And it's I haven't even talked about the impeachment vote, and I won't today. I'll talk about it tomorrow because that's the way we do things. I aggregate all the stories in the morning and then have all these heralds I create. I call them heralds. And then that is then what I talk about the next day. It gives me a little time to think about stories too, and I like to do that. So anyway, Jack is going to have a problem because now he's cut off, and his little the obviousness of his militancy is ever increasing. So we'll see how that plays out. UConn officials risk legal liability for punishing students who shouted N-word. They can't write nigger because everybody's got to create that holy, frightening thee that thou shalt not be named. I won't give a word that power. I wouldn't call a black person that word, but if I'm talking about the word nigger, I'm going to say the word nigger. UConn officials risk legal liability. So the university, well, I'll read what the College Fix says here. College Fix is right-leaning, and I'll say that they don't they play a little fast with the facts, but they're not anywhere. They're somewhat higher, relatively speaking, for a right-wing, a conservative type publication. The University of Connecticut could be on the hook legally for arresting students under a World War I era state law that is likely unconstitutional. Lawyers and legal scholars, including one of UConn's own law professors, have been sounding the alarm about the ridicule law and the university's enthusiasm for it ever since UConn police arrested 2 white students for shouting racial epithets in a university-owned parking lot. Oh, that's right. Okay, these kids were walking along. They did not know that they were being recorded. Now, as it turns out, the kids were actually playing a game where they were saying all the naughty words that you're not supposed to say, and so that's why they said the words nigger. And so somebody recorded them and turned them in. Some SJW, Nazi, fucking fascist, turned them in for hate speech. This is unacceptable. I am not going to live in this world. I would rather die than live in this world, just so you know. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. I will never fucking comply with your hate speech laws. Ever comply with your fucking hate speech laws. Ever. Because, I mean, I could live anywhere. If you're going to take away my guns, if you're going to take away my speech, if you're going to take away my religion, if you're going to take away my right to associate, I might as well, I could move anywhere. I could live anywhere, because then the United States of America is just like anywhere else. This is the only land where we have those guarantees. Well, they're not guarantees. They're ideational powers, but they're very real ideational powers. And it's the only place in the world in which it still exists the reason that the Bill of Rights is an impediment to the government is because we assume that it should be. When we stop assuming it should be, then it doesn't matter what's written on paper. That's the ideational power of the Bill of Rights. That's why I advocate for it, even though I know it's total horseshit. It's useless horseshit. So I guess in the end, it's not horseshit. It is, but it isn't. I mean, I wish we could just stand on our preferences and we didn't need these ideational spooks to bolster us up. But whatever. You guys need these spooks. Let's do it. Let's talk about freedom and liberty and all that shit. You know, instead of just bare bone shit. Listen, I absolutely am not going to let myself be undefendable in this in this vicious land. I don't trust you fuckers. I don't want to be unarmed in this land. I don't trust you. And I definitely don't trust the fucking U.S. government right now. I mean, I literally have Congress members that are literally describing half of the country as racists, as Nazis. How the hell do you think anyone should feel, even if you're not the target? I'm telling you, you should never feel good if government officials are viciously targeting half of the country and basically giving them, these are divorce letters that you're saying. Your speech, your words, your language, the way that the left writes its headlines right now, the left, you're not the left, you're right-wingers. The way that the red fascists write their headlines now, they're all divorce letters. It's you people are worthless, you're dead, you're contemptible, you're horrible, we just hope that you die off. That's a divorce letter. You're stupid. You're hubristic. Because you need us. You even need the Nazis, man. You need the fucking racists. You need the bigots. I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a racist. I'm not a bigot. But I know by your definition I would be. So I would never defend myself from those charges. If you call me a racist, I'll just assume that you're trying to shoot me. And I'm going to take action to defend myself against this attempted murder. That's the way people should view you from now on. Every time you lob racist and bigot at someone, you're literally trying to kill them. You want to set the dogs loose and hope they get killed. You're a fucking murderer at heart. Now, it's not too late for you. You can pull back from the brink. Check out, especially you SJWs. You imagine that SJWism actually means that you take it to levels where you force your code on other human beings who don't share your morality. When you believe that you should take that code and write it into laws and force it on all of our entertainment. And you can do that because the billionaires control 90+% of our major entertainment. So all you have to do is have a few billionaires on your side, which you do. Because without those billionaires, none of this has happened. It's only the billionaires that make you possible in the first place. The mobs go out, and they've been going out for as long as I remember. There have always been mobs that have been calling for people's heads, and then nothing happens. But then I guess we got this nouveau riche billionaires, and the nouveau riche billionaires who went through the whole red fascist indoctrination in the colleges, they said, oh, hell's yes. Let's empower this mob. And then this is how it all began. It all began when social media started to hack off undesirable thoughts. And they started to do it before 2016, but after the conservatives totally kicked your pussy asses on the social medias, your little billionaire friend said, oh no, our little dainties, they got their fucking asses kicked, man. They got their clocks clean. They no longer exist. We got to do something. Conservatives are just too powerful. White people, even though they're all white, they're just too powerful. Heterosexuals, men's. Of course, now, mind you, the ones that are shrieking the loudest, that are doing the most vicious shit, also the ones that have the most money and really back up the mobs, are white heterosexual males. Again, you're a white power movement, you idiots. Adam Schiff calls out GOP for smearing a Purple Heart recipient to defend draft-dodging Trump. Politics USA. You see that? Draft-dodging. Actually, as headlines go, this isn't as bad as a lot of their other times. But you know what? Let's just go here. You know what? Take a little different course here. Politics USA. Let's just read this. Trump looks doomed in Pennsylvania as nearly 60% of voters support impeaching or voting him out. 57% of Pennsylvanians allegedly from one fucking poll. This is a divorce letter. It's hopeless. Look at it. They want you. It's hopeless. It's over. We're going to kill you. Former NSC official testifies that he was told to stay away from Rudy Giuliani. Trump is now trying to bribe his impeachment trial jury. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? You know when they say this shit about this guy, this is fucking not true. When they say this shit, they're literally saying to anybody who dares support him that you support bribery. I mean, the links that these people will go to. This is a divorce letter. Republicans make up fake Soviet impeachment to smear Democrats. No, it's not. It's not fake, you fucking red fascist. It's absolutely real. But again, fucking divorce letter. Another divorce letter. All these divorce letters. The White House throws a tantrum and calls Trump impeachment un-American. Well, no, he's actually right about that. It is fucking un-American. Absolutely, because it's violating at the very least the spirit of due process, the spirit of rule of law, the spirit of bipartisanship. When you deal with a matter such as this, you do not do something like this in a partisan way. Well, I mean, you do, but not so obviously, not so transparently, not so vulgarly, not so openly. Trump one step cloud. That doesn't mean anything. Devin Nunes destroyed after insane rant calling Trump impeachment investigation a cult. No, that's not insane. That's totally right. You guys are total cultists. Are you kidding me? You're fucking insane cultists. Retiring House Republicans may dump Trump. Well, anyway. Yeah. These actually, I'll have to say these headlines are not as bad as some of the other ones that I've seen from them in the past. Cartoon of a president. Look at that. Okay, this is a divorce letter. Cartoon of a president. Chris Matthews calls Ukraine scheme proof of Trump's sheer stupidity. Listen to this hyperbole, this vulgar shit. This just look at this thing. This is fucking hate. This is hate. This is hate speech, Politics USA. You're a fucking stochastic terrorist is what you fucking are. That's what you're doing. You're committing stochastic terrorism all over the fucking place. And you're a fucking liar. Total fucking liar. Study shows Trump's tax cuts for the rich had no positive impacts on jobs. Oh my gosh. You fucking kidding me? We're at historic low unemployment levels. No effect on jobs. Are you a fucking idiot? And they don't fucking care. Oh, by the way, let's check out Gateway Pundit. Let's check out you. Because, let's see if you've softened up at all or if you're still as vicious as you've been. I haven't ventured your way in a while. All right, I am a human. What the heck? What the heck is this? GATE gatewaypundit.com. Wow. Well, that is wild. That is some crazy stuff. Looks like Gateway Pundit has been hacked, I would say. That is so weird. All right. That is really weird. Why can't I think of another conservative publication off the top? I'll try Daily Caller. Let's do that. dailycaller.com. Let's check out these headlines. Tucker and Patel. No. They wanted me to get notifications. Tucker and Patel. Why kids are socialists and how to start fixing it. Yeah, that's a divorce letter, isn't it? Do you even know what socialists really are? Socialists are a whole lot of different things. It's so simplistic. What a simplistic title. Why kids are socialists and how to start fixing it. He's like, what are you gonna? I don't know. What are you gonna do? Like, reprogram them? I don't get that. Problem isn't whether you're socialist or capitalist. It's the degree to which you're willing to dehumanize people, and the more you're able to dehumanize them, the more you're able to endorse this type of behavior that we're seeing all over the place. Everyone is doing this. Aaron Sorkin pushes fake news in New. Okay, that's I guess. I don't know whether it's true or not. Daily Caller is actually, like, I would say they're not as far as the information that they provide, it's pretty okay, reliable. They're pretty decent, but their headlines are, that's what you do. Impeachment witness testifies he was not concerned that anything illegal was this. Okay, that's neutral. That's good. That's fine. That's fine. That is just an ad. Hidden camera captures what waitress does to elderly man's food. Oh, this is the ads on Daily Caller. Should I click on this? What do you guys think? I don't have anybody watching, but I could pretend. It looks like I'm getting a lot of comments here. Yep. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to click. No, I'm not going to click on that. That's probably going to give me a virus. Petition launched to close extreme haunted. Okay. Mark Meadows. IG report on FISA abuse will be unbelievably damning against the deep state. The deep state. There's no deep state. It's just different factions in government that have different alignments. It's no deep state. It's just different factions, different clubs that they hang out in. That's pretty much it. Biological male runner named conference's female athlete of the week. This is from Christian Broadcast News. Another biological male identifying as female has taken accolades in women's sports. I don't like this. I think this is bad. This is let's try to find this. What's her name? This story. I definitely wanted to include this story because where is this? Where's a picture of her? Come on, where is he? No, not her. Clara. No, that's not her name. Come on, give me her name. Okay, June Eastwood. Let's see if we can find a picture of June Eastwood. June Eastwood. See if we get a picture of her, because I just want. There she is. Okay. There. Look at this girl. All right. I just want to put a picture to her name. And you can look at her and see the human being and not the transgendered. Because that's not even human. Certainly not human the way they're writing about her. I don't like the way they're writing about her. So, her name is June. And she was the female athlete of the week when she finished second in a field of 204 runners at the Santa Clara Bronco Invitational and helped the University of Montana finish seventh as a team, the conference said in a press release. I think we have some serious questions to ask about how do we fit transgenders into spaces that are never going to be fully neat for them, because she's a girl, but she's not a biological girl, but she's a girl. She's a transgender girl, but she's also a girl. It's like the sociocultural her is just a girl, no conditions. But biologically, she is transgender. She is, because of what she's had done to her. I don't know if she's fully transitioned or where she's at, but if she is fully transitioned, then biologically, through hormone treatment and that, she's not male. She's a transgendered woman biologically, is the way I think of it. And then the issue is, how do we treat this? Like, how do we match her needs, her ability to live the life of her choosing with others? Does she have an unfair advantage because she was biologically male? We should probably be thinking about these things before we're rushing folks into these situations in the first place. But I don't blame her. She's going to get, and she probably already has had so much hate. She doesn't deserve it. She's just a human being. She's just a girl. She's just a young girl. She doesn't deserve your hate. But she doesn't, we deserve to have conversations about what it looks like to fully integrate her into this world in a way that, because of her unique circumstance, wherever that's relevant, we have open conversations about how we can, as much as possible, do the least harm. But we don't have those conversations because we all have our ideologies. And we all feel like when it comes to humans getting along, that we have to use our ideologies to assure that all our humans around us will get along, even though all of us have a lot of different ideologies, especially in America. We don't have a prevailing ideology in America. We have maybe 5 or 6 dominant ideologies, but we don't have a prevailing ideology. We do have a strong sense of what we imagine the Bill of Rights is. What we really think of the Bill of Rights is it's the last check for the poors against the powerful and the elite. The Bill of Rights is our last check against those who will always have a significant imbalance of power advantage between us and them. And that's this ideational power within us to dare to raise our hand and say, no, you're not going to hit me again. I'm going to fight back. That's what the Bill of Rights is. And if we have that strong in the land, then I think we can more easily and more peacefully resolve how it is that we transition transgendered human beings into our world in ways which don't unnecessarily cause friction for them or for the people around them that are affected. On hardly any situation is that really a question. It's not. Like, for the most part, it's only relevant really primarily when we're talking about private spaces and we're talking about sports. I don't know where it's relevant. Other than that, she's just a girl. Other than that, those are the only areas that I can think of where that's relevant for us to consider that she is transgendered. So it'd be nice to have those conversations. I'm not sure we will, but I wish her all the best. I hope she wins the next race just to piss you off. All right. Next story. Barack Obama laid into call-out culture. That is not activism. This is from Insider. Former President Barack Obama laid into call-out culture Tuesday in a speech at the Obama Foundation Summit. I do get a sense sometimes now among certain young people, and this is accelerated by social media, that the way of me making change is to be as judgmental as possible about other people, and that's enough, Obama said. That's not activism. That does not bring about change, he said. The world is messy. There are ambiguities. People who do really good stuff have flaws. I think this is, oh, what a good guy. He's so noble. This is not noble. This is strategic pullback. That's what it is. It's a strategic pullback. Because, I mean, but I don't know that that genie can get back in the bottle. I think that as the way that I see this thing playing out is the billionaires have been using USJWs to break down the barriers that allow them to push through the real evil shit that will totally demoralize the poors, we poors, including you, because most of you are poors too. And then after they consolidate power, of course, they have to kill the brown shirts. And that's what you are. You're the brown shirts. I mean, it's sad that they're called the people of color. I don't even know what that means. People of color versus whites. Again, I told you, that's passive-aggressive white supremacism. It's kind of weird. But you're the brown shirts. You're the ones that come in and you knock shit around. You bust stuff up. You distract. You burn. You destroy. And then after you've done your hoodlumisms, then the billionaires are going to say, you know, maybe we went a little too far. And you're not going to want to stop because you're true blue believers. You're actual revolutionaries. They're not. You fucking idiots. They're not revolutionaries. The ones that are funding you, they're not revolutionaries. And this might be the beginning of that. Although, don't get me wrong, if they fail in removing Trump, Barry will not be seen from, on this front at least, for another 6 months or more. But if they succeed, then Barry will come out more and more. Who knows? Maybe Barry will come back into the fore, and then they'll write a. That's computer. That's like, you start going down that rabbit trail, and I do things like that. Sometimes my brain entertains thoughts, and then I realize, why are you doing that? That's stupid. Yeah, this is like if I was going down that trail as a rabbit trail. I don't need that rabbit trail. I'm not going down the rabbit trail, But anyway, SJW is taking note. Barry O is fired a shot across your barrel. You should take it very seriously because, when Lenin began to consolidate power, the revolutionaries had to die. When Hitler consolidated power, the revolutionaries had to die. Mao, revolutionaries had to die. Yeah. Good luck. Knock it off. Seriously, knock it off. For all our sake. Trump judicial nominee balls in Senate hearing after being accused of prejudice against LGBT community from Mediaite. A Trump administration federal judge nominee openly wept in a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing after being confronted with an American Bar Association letter that recommended he not be confirmed because of his alleged incompetence and homophobia. The American Bar Association is a leftist organization. It's totally been, I'm sorry, old habits die hard. I got to stop that. It's not leftist. It's red fascist. It's a right-wing organization. Sorry. Anyway, it's a red fascist organization. So I don't know why this guy was even the least bit bothered by that because, well, he's basically he's a weak lad. He probably shouldn't. I mean, that's one thing I have to say about Donald Trump. One area, it's remarkable to me that Donald Trump really seems to understand. He understands your fears. I don't know if he understands much more than that, because he does not pick people that are the least bit loyal to him or competent. Either way, I used to watch The Apprentice when way back in the early years, when the early seasons when they were still good. And one of the downfalls was people just not understanding people and putting them in positions to succeed. And that's him. Like, his whole administration, his whole presidency, he's been totally incompetent in that area. So a Trump administration federal judge nominee openly wept. Where does he look like? I want to get a picture of him. That's what I'm looking for. I don't need the ladies down there. I don't know what that's about. Wait, you don't believe in pictures of people now? What is this? You don't believe in pictures of people anywhere? He's like, you know what? See if anybody knows this reference. You know what? You know what this is? This is a shifter car. I don't drive a shifter car. You know what I drive? I drive the kind of car that drives itself. It drives itself. I'm badly mangling that, but if any of you said Buffalo 66, I love you. I honestly love you. Oh, there he is. Oh my gosh, wait, here's the the tears of a cloud when there's no one around. What a week. This guy's not going in. They broke this guy. This guy's a weak guy. How do you even pick this guy? How'd you bring this guy up? Listen, man, if I get the American Bar Association saying that I'm incompetent and I'm a homophobe, I'd laugh. Well, who the fuck are they? Fucking red fascists. Fuck them. Fucking pieces of shit. I don't even fucking care what they have to say. But I'll tell you one thing, if they want to say that in front of my fucking face, I'm going to smash them. I punch Nazis, and I also punch people that call me a fucking racist. Not literally in Minecraft. I'm a peaceful person. I am a very peaceful and loving person. So, wow. I don't know, dude. I don't know what to say to you, but no. This is big kid world. This is this is a blood sport. Are you kidding me? Did Donald Trump actually nominate a nice guy? Maybe he was a genuinely nice guy. And they broke him. And shame on the American Bar Association. If they actually wrote something so unprofessional and hideous as that, just shame on them. I mean, they don't even care anymore either, do they? That's a fucking divorce letter too, by the way. Another fucking divorce letter. I'm telling you, SJWs, you need us. We need you. We don't want to kill you. We don't want you to disappear. We don't want you to leave. We want you to knock it off. And we're still happy to talk about ending racism and bigotries. Still happy to end all that shit. We're just not going to do it your fucking twisted fascist way. But we need you, man. You're awesome. I mean, you're not awesome in this world. You're fucking evil. But there's an awesome in all of you, man. Just waiting to get out. There are more than 10 fires currently burning in California, from CNN. Firefighters in California have been battling, I guess is what they meant. Battling numerous. I make typos too on that, but I mean, still, it's CNN, so I gotta rip on them because fuck CNN. Fucking, this is definitely. I call it a terrorist organization. It's not terrorist in the strict, the legal sense of the word, but in my spiritual, meditative, Minecrafty, whatever, yeah, they're a terrorist organization. They're disseminators of hate. They're disseminators of violence. They turn human beings into horrible, evil human beings. Well, they literally don't. You make that decision yourself. They just open the door and say, hey, I know you weren't thinking about being evil, but come on, man. Come on, look. We're going to tell half the country that they're fucking evil, racist pieces of shit again, and they're stupid. Come on. Let's do this. Let's heal the country. You fucking racists. That's CNN. Every 5 seconds. Hey, by the way, did I tell you that half the country is racist fucking human piles of vomit? Yeah! Heal the country. Donald Trump is dividing us. Fuck you. This kind of bums me out. Nationals top Astros in Game 7 to win World Series title. The Washington Nationals. Howie Kendrick, Anthony Rendon, and the Washington Nationals complete their amazing comeback journey, fittingly with one last late run on the road. In Game 7 of the World Series, no less, Kendrick and Rendon homered in the 7th inning as the Nationals overcame a 2-run deficit, rocking the Houston Astros 6-2 Wednesday night to win the first title in franchise history. So I'm a Phillies fan, and we got Bryce Harper from the Nationals, and we got this awesome team, but no pitching. And I don't regularly watch baseball. Actually, I follow it loosely. Football is my main sport, but we got no pitching, and we ended up. I think we ended up with an even record. Did we finish exactly 81 and 81? We may have, but it was a bad year. Bryce Harper had a decent year, but his team sucked, and his pitching, there was no pitching. No pitching. So it's kind of a bummer to see Bryce Harper leave to come to the Phillies because he thinks he's got a better chance of winning a World Series. He was with the Nationals. And then the Phillies, they just totally hose it. And the Nationals, they win it all. Could have been him there. That's got to suck if you're Bryce Harper, man. I feel for your brother. And I feel for me because now I feel bad that my team took you away from this. That's why it's kind of rough. I was rooting for the Astros because I didn't want to have to feel the guilt, even though it's totally stupid that I would feel the guilt. We're on Pioneering Herald. Hey, we're making good time. I'm kidding. We're not making good time. Pioneering Herald. Visible light and nanoparticle catalysts produce desirable bioactive molecules from phys.org. Driven by light, the nanoparticles catalysts perform chemical reactions with very specific chemical products. I'm sticking with it. Molecules that don't just have the right chemical formulas, but also have specific arrangements of their atoms in space. And the catalyst can be reused for additional chemical reactions. The semiconductor nanoparticles are known as quantum dots. These are quantum dots, man. So small that they are only a few nanometers across, but the small size is power, providing the material with attractive optical and electronic properties not possible at greater length scales. So the small size, so it's got its own power, and it's got a lot more stuff it can do. Like the picture and the thing is, this is a visible light and nanoparticle. Well, these have those things inside them, and they're all illuminated up. So quantum dots behave more like organic molecules than metal nanoparticles, said Emily Weiss, who led the research. The electrons are squeezed into such a small space that their reactivity follows the rules of quantum mechanics. Okay, that's where you get into the freaky stuff. I'm barely at Algebra 1, if that's a thing. College algebra 101. Yeah, algebra 101. Yeah, that's me. That's where I'm at. That's my level. That's it. We could take advantage of this along with templating power of the nanoparticle surface. The work published recently by the journal Nature Chemistry is the first use of a nanoparticle surface as a template for a light-driven reaction called a cycloaddition, a simple mechanism for making very complicated, potentially bioactive compounds. It's got all kinds of possible applications for smart clothing and all kinds of incredible stuff. Safety and light. POC and Exeger partner to develop helmets with endless power. By the way, you see these stories here? If you're an SJW or if you're a conservative, I bet you both of you like this story. I bet you both of you will like this story too. We got a lot in common. We really do. We got way more in common we still have way more in common than we have that's separate. POC, which has built an international reputation on safety, innovation, and design, and Exeger, a Swedish deep tech company manufacturing a unique material that converts light energy to electrical energy, are announcing a partnership which will revolutionize safety and wearable technology by developing helmets with endless power. So, man, you know what's really cool for you capitalists out there? You can send them dang coal miners down into the ground and just leave them there forever. The helmets power everything, so they're fine. They're fine. Just keep working. I'm kidding. Am I? Commenting on the new partnership, which will be showcased at the Rouliar Classic in London. I got to stop covering all these European stories, man. Dang French. Wait, that's not even in France, and it sounds French. The heck, man. That must have been a Norman thing, left over from the Normans right there. Roulier Classic in London. POC CEO Jonas Sjorgen said, "Safety and innovation are at the very center of what we do. I don't care about any of this. We're driven. I don't care about your little... Come on, give me something meaty. Over the years, we have delivered many world's first, and I am incredibly proud of our new partnership with Exeger, which will introduce groundbreaking technology with the potential to revolutionize safety and wearable technology for our users." You know what? I should have excerpted a different section there, because I want to know what. Come on, dude. Sometimes I do this. I miss something. I should have probably taken the top part and then found the part. Okay, here we go. This is what we want. The unique characteristics of Exeger's light harvesting material, which can be formed and shaped to almost any product, allows for integration in different devices, e.g. wireless headphones, tablets, and smart helmets, without compromising design and aesthetic. I probably won't remember to fix that, but I should. Dang it. I hate when I see a mistake, and I made it. Protesters around the world rely on social media to incite anti-government movements, from Global Times. This is a Chinese government thing. So just take in that title. By the way, that's why, yeah, you just see this. The hopefully, and I think the people that would be attracted to this type of information, if they find their way there, they can get the what I'm doing here, what I'm sharing. Why am I sharing this with you? Why am I sharing a Chinese? Because look at the content marketing in this. How clever they are. Just planting that seed in everybody's minds, including the authoritarians in America and the rest of the world. A free and open social media is dangerous to governments. That's what it's telling them. It's like, it's when somebody tries to end a kingship when they're surrounded by kings. Whatever it is that did that, let's not do that. That's what they're saying. Listen, social medias, this is what's happening. Got to rein it in. They need the rest of the world to come on board because they want to control. They want a locked down social media. They don't want to have to exist in a world in which they have to worry about what comes to China. With powerful group chat functions and live streaming capabilities, some channels that give updates on protests in Hong Kong have over 100,000 subscribers, and some in Catalonia have over 200,000. Protesters who grew up with the internet and social networks apps take advantage of these digital tools that locate police on the ground during protests. See, how to put in the police there. That's what they do. And yeah, they need that. Share so-called intelligence. So-called. Because, they're subhumans. They can't possibly be sharing actual intelligence because they're anti-government people are subhuman. Because anybody that's against the government is so-called. About where to hide and where to attack and amid clashes, and even initiate anonymous polls to make decisions. Hong Kong is the teacher. David Roman, a Spanish writer who closely observes recent social movements, told the Global Times, "Who the fuck is David Roman?" Well, I'll tell you who you are. You're a fucking traitor to the pores. You're a fucking traitor to the poors. You're selling out to the fucking. You're talking about the Chinese. The Chinese are big, big red fascists. Like they're. I don't call the red fascists in America Nazis, but the Chinese are Nazis. They're not red fascists. They're a step up. They're literal fucking Nazis. They're literally like blood and soil. Yeah, that's who they are. And so that's what's interesting. I want you to understand is this language that they use. This is the same language that the SJWs are using. They're interchangeable. But the methodologies that they use are very, very, very much the same. And they're using fear to move people to demand less freedom. Listen, we're all better off with less control, with less freedom because of the dangers. The DNC and the Chinese Communist Party, which really should be renamed the Chinese Nazi Party because they're not communists. They are of one mind. Democrats aren't, but the DNC is, and that's who runs your fucking party. That's who you're voting for. That's who's fooling you into believing that Donald Trump is literally Hitler and we have to destroy him now at all cost. Fuck due process. Fuck rule of law. Fuck the unity of the country. Fuck all that shit. Burn it all fucking down. It's better to burn it all fucking down. I'm telling you, you got the brown shirts, and if they win, you're going to be the first to die. I mean, in Minecraft. But who knows? Who knows how far this is going to go? God willing, it'll end here and now, and we'll all be in peace and harmony tomorrow. New battery could charge an electric car in 10 minutes from Discover Magazine. Creating quick charging batteries wasn't a new challenge for Arthur Chow Yang Wang and his colleagues. Last year, the Penn State engineer co-authored another report describing a system that could charge a battery in 15 minutes at 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Our challenge in the current work was to discover a method to tame battery degradation at high temperatures, Wang said via email. As long as we limit a battery's exposure time to high temperatures, we can minimize battery damages. I regularly, it's one of the things that I track is I'm always looking for battery tech. Power tech, battery tech. Battery tech is really, really important. We're coming upon some real impediments to our ability to produce more efficient batteries than the ones that we have. But there's a lot of promising technologies that could help us take the next significant leap. But if we get to the point where we can store vast amounts of power in small spaces, it just tremendously tilts the balance of power towards we the poors. We the poors. We are most powerful when we can build for ourselves, school ourselves, grow our own food. Like when we can take care of ourselves with stuff that we build and we own, not stuff that is owned by the billionaires. This type of technology moves us in that direction. And we've already had breakthroughs in which we already have the capacity to create a lot of self and consensual association type reliance on one another, and not on Amazon or Walmart, but on Bob's local microfacturing center, where we can get a lot of our maybe lower end products. Maybe we can't do everything for ourselves, but we could do a lot, and it just would get more and more. New game takes virtual reality beyond sight and sound. Futurity. A new virtual reality game makes players use more of their senses than other VR games, including touch, sense of heat, and smell. 4 sensory streams are fused together simultaneously in the game to achieve remarkable realism. Called The Lost Firefox, the 10-minute game engages a player's sense of vision, audition, sense of hearing, olfaction, sense of smell, somatosensation, sense of touch, and thermoception. Oh my gosh, that is such a great word. Thermoception. And now, ladies and gentlemen, thermoception. We're gonna burn you up. Anyway, that's how I envision thermoception being. My microphone tilted. You suck. Ability to sense intensity of heat. And I brought the heat, didn't I? Besides relying on their vision and hearing, game players will also need to take cues from their sense of smell and touch to successfully complete the game. Pretty cool. Eventually, we're going to be able to just, experience facsimiles of vast realms that, even if they're not authentic, will still expand our understanding of the world. It will still give us a significant, close to authentic experiences in various settings and conditions that we could never do ourselves, even logistically, let alone the amount of money it would take to travel to places that we could actually begin to experience something close to authentic. That we're a long ways from that one, but still another step in the right direction there. Well, depending on your view, could be a dystopian end to that too. All of these could be dystopian or utopian, or most of them hopefully will be. Anything that's utopian eventually becomes dystopian, so let's hope it pivots between the two constantly. Microsoft's GitHub blocks Catalan protest app, BBC News. Microsoft-owned GitHub has blocked Spanish users from accessing an app designed to help Catalan independent protesters. This is just what these guys up here, let's see, that's Chinese are like, yeah. We got Apple to bend the knee. Yeah, we know what you're talking about. Yeah, I guess Apple already bent the knee. Maybe they didn't even arrive in Catalonia. GitHub bent the knee. Authorities describe the Tsunami Democratic Group, which is behind the app, as a quote-unquote criminal organization. You know, man, you know what they need? They need hate speech laws. Man, any government that has, by the way, they already have them. Any government that has hate speech laws, man, you think about the power you have. And remember what I said about machines of death. We can call it machines of death, but you can build the machine of death, but you can't keep the target the same. And it's easy to change the target, but it's darn near impossible to change the machine. The machine itself, once you build a death machine in the state, or the corpo state, it stays there. All that changes is the target. So you build the machine, and it's programmed to take out blue hamsters. And then you lose control of the machine. Another regime. And they say the machine is awesome, but it shouldn't be killing blue hamsters. It should be killing pink giraffes. That's what you're doing. Fucking idiots. That's what you're doing. Broader crypto circulation getting close to reality. Yahoo Finance. The most exciting innovation in digital distribution of cryptocurrency in 2019 is Handshake's directed airdrop. The Handshake protocol and its associated HNS cryptocurrency is intended to replace the basic plumbing of the internet. Yeah, stuff that makes sure you... I guess... wait, who wrote this? Oh, this is Yahoo Finance. Okay, that's why it's written like a child wrote it for a child. The stuff that makes sure when you type Bloomberg.com into your browser, you get to a page controlled by Bloomberg, and that provides security certificates. Handshake is supported by a who's who of venture capitalists, entrepreneurs, and internet theorists. It was designed, or it was developed in secrecy until they made me cough. How dare you? Until public announcement a year ago. Full disclosure. I don't care about your full disclosure. I don't care that your hedge fund is involved. Internet plumbing. I don't care about that. Okay, it's controlled by for-profit entities. Okay, and then they say, this works well because mainly because altruistically and technically competent people. What does that even mean? Anybody that used the word altruism should be beat about the head and chest until dead in Minecraft, of course. altruism. There's no such thing as altruism. There's no, you're not even physically, mentally, spiritually, or otherwise capable of doing anything that you don't perceive as advantaging your situation. You just don't. What you people have a failure in understanding is why it is possibly in your self-interest to sacrifice yourself for someone else. Because often it is. Well, not often, but often enough it is. Certainly, I can think of numerous ways in which I would be willing to sacrifice myself, and I would still be serving myself in the end. I'd be picking what was, I guess, the best outcome for me in that situation, given my preferences. It's much better for you to understand what your preferences are than to masturbate in the illusion of altruism. You're not altruistic. Just get over that shit. You serve yourself. We all serve ourselves, and that's not a horrible thing. It doesn't mean that you're evil. It doesn't mean that you're going to rip people off. Because if you're really serving yourself, then you're going to come to really pragmatic reasons not to rip people off, and really pragmatic reasons because of your personal preferences to decide to sacrifice yourself for someone else. And when you don't dance behind the veil of morality, you're a lot less likely to subhumanize the other. It's when you have that superior moral position that you give yourself permission to declare the other a deplorable, a subhuman, a piece of shit, a vermin, a worthless, a criminal, a terrorist. Some people are criminals, but most of the people who are called criminals are not. Some people are terrorists, but most of the people who are called terrorists are not. U.S. economy, just real quick. Yeah, the U.S. economy grows faster than expected ahead of Fed rate decision. All right, great. That's all I want to say about that. North Korea fires unidentified projectiles. Great. I'm not going to say anything more about that. That happened this week. That happened right recently. Nobody talked about it. Yep. Nobody talked about this. At least 65 killed in Pakistan passenger train fire. At least 65 people were killed and dozens wounded after a passenger train erupted in flames in central Pakistan on Thursday. Provincial minister said television footage showed flames pouring out of the carriages as people could be heard crying in the incident near Rahim Yar Khan district in Punjab. According to information reaching us from the site of the accident, more than 65 people were killed and over 40 injured. I think there must have been something on board that train. It must have just traveled really fast, the fire. That's horrible. Nobody talked about it. That's pretty major. I think that warrants notice, I think. Big story. Crickets in America, because all they think of exist is Donnie. Hate Donnie the terrorist, Donnie the Nazi. We all have to sacrifice all of our common sense and decency and love to destroy Orange Man, even though Orange Man is not the threat that you think he is. If I was Mexican, I'd say I have a better case to make to say Donnie's literally Hitler, but he's only literally Hitler for a small group of people. It's horrible enough that he's Hitler for them. Not literally Hitler. He's not rounding them up and putting them in concentration camps. I'm being a bit hyperbolic. He's not Hitler at all with them. He's hideous enough, though. Horrible enough, but let's go to something nice. Researchers develop syringe injectable, self-expandable, and ultra-comfortable magnetic nanosheets. Despite recent developments in nanosheet technologies using polyactic acid and this polyactic coglycolic acid, polymeric nanosheets are yet to overcome several technical challenges to serve as effective injectable platforms, namely limitations in the size of nanosheets, injectables through medical needles, suboptimal mechanicals, robustness, e.g. ripping during injection, and limited control over shape recovery and motion control after injection. To overcome these limitations, researchers from the Digital Manufacturing and Design Center in Singapore developed nanosheets using these shaped memory thingies, okay? And magnetic nanoparticles to demonstrate unprecedented capabilities to handle nanosheets. So, nanosheets. Check out nanosheets. Why do nanosheets matter? Nanosheets. I don't want nan sheets. I don't even know what nanosheets are. Nanosheets. Let's just get this here. The most commonly used nanosheet synthesis methods use a bottom-up approach. Okay, but nanosheets. What are the uses? You know what? Why are you not telling me what they're? Okay, it's a two-dimensional nanostructure with thickness and a scale ranging from those numbers 1 to 100 nanometers. A typical example of a nanosheet is graphene. Okay, graphene. Graphene is the shizat. Okay. Graphene is an allotrope of carbon in the form of a single layer of atoms in two-dimensional hexagonal. Well, basically, graphene is it has a number of applications, but it has huge applications as far as little micro machines that can be built, and even 3D printing and nanotechnology in general, and huge. So if they can develop nanosheets that are a lot more effective, then like one of the problems with graphene, they're expensive to produce. If they can produce these nanosheets that the graphene can cling to more effectively, lower the cost, and then you'll see graphene in a lot more places. And when that starts happening, then a lot of stuff will start to open up as far as small scale manufacturing. Research team documents new discovery of dinosaur relative from phys.org. I'm not going to read their little induction here about Jurassic Park because it's stupid. They just had to try to get some attention. Look, we said Jurassic Park. Come on, pop culture. I don't know why I'm so bothered by it. I don't blame them. But so they discovered a dinosaur, and it's called Quanosaurus, and it's a tiny dinosaur, and it's part of a dinosaur group called dinosauromorphs that existed in Colorado over 200 million years ago. It is the oldest known dinosaur relative to have lived in Colorado. And the article Wallace released on September 3rd in the online journal Purge. The findings are from the Triassic period. Okay, it's from the Triassic period. Let's see if they have a little bit more information on this. This is pretty cool. The species was named using the Ute Indian word for eagle. That's cool. So that's where you get your name from. That's pretty cool. And how big were you? Let's see the size here. Does it say the size? Let's see that. What is it? Scale? 10 centimeters? Wait, is that 10 centimeters? Is he that tiny? Is he literally 10 centimeters? Like, wow, that's so cool. I want one. I want one so bad. I want this guy. I want, what's it called now? It's a no, not that. I'm gonna just think of them as I want dinosauromorphs. I want dinosauromorphs. I want a dinosauromorph. I would love to see a dinosauromorph movie, but not until they get rid of the SJW hot shit garbage. After they get the red fascist shit out of Hollywood, then we can make this movie. But don't do it now. Don't do it until those red fascists are out of fucking Hollywood. All right. Well, there you go. There's that. What time is it here? And how long have we been going here? I think that we are... Well, we got more time, actually. I can go on to the next one. I'm going to try to go through these a little bit faster. This is Election Gazette. Okay, so this is... You know what? I'm just going to just glance over these headlines here. You can see these nutty headlines. From Star Tribune, Senate turns back challenge to short-term health care insurance extensions. The Senate defeated a resolution Wednesday that would have overturned a Trump administration rule that let states extend short-term health insurance policies for up to 3 years as a substitute for traditional coverage. Okay. That sucks. Or does it? Who knows? I have no idea. It's all big Leviathan. I don't know how regulations affect what. And you pull the drawer out here and a drawer opens out like 3 miles down the road. That's the way it is. Near party line vote expected on impeachment ground rules. And that's exactly what happened. It was a near party line vote. I think I saw 2 Democrats did not vote for it. After Facebook comes under fire, Twitter CEO announces ban on political ads. I've already talked about that, but that's the big story on the election 2020 the feature. That's probably the biggest. That's more important than the impeachment vote today. Don't get me wrong, the vote today was pretty mega. Well, the impeachment procedure vote, but this is even bigger. I mean, if they actually impeach him, that would be bigger, but this is bigger than the impeachment process vote. Very big. That Twitter is out of the political ad business and is now a bona fide silo of red fascism. Okay. Headlines. GOP senators warn quick dismissal of impeachment trial would be bad for everyone. You're idiots. You need to, this is what the problem you have. GOP is just fucking, they have no idea that they're fighting. They still don't understand that the DNC, that they are revolutionaries. They mean to destroy. The Republicans don't want to destroy. The Democrats don't give a fuck if it gets destroyed. The Republicans do. That's why they're limited. That's why they don't fight as hard. Because they're fucking morons. But they're going to lose it. In trying to preserve it, their softness will cause them to lose it. Fucking idiots. Kamala Harris 2020 campaign cutting costs and realigning staff and major shakeup. You're done. You're burnt toasties. Tulsi Gabbard took your place. She's actually now ahead of you. I don't like Tulsi Gabbard, but I certainly like that Tulsi Gabbard gutted this woman like a fish on live TV and left her for dead, flailing. Yeah. You just like, when people are, found to be innocent, you still work to keep them in jail. But that was... My career's over, isn't it? It's over. I finished you. This is like, finish her. And she did. Georgia plans to purge 300,000 names from its voter rolls, the New York Times. Those voters had received a notice asking them to confirm that they still live at their address, and they were given 2 additional election cycles to respond. Next week, those who have failed to do so will receive a final notice. Okay. And I guess the Democrats are upset because it's usually Democrats that end up on those rolls. Why that is, well, I know, but I'm not going to say it because I love you and I want to heal the country, not divide the country. Although I'm not accepting any of your red fascism. That's a deal breaker for me. You're going to have to let that shit go, or I guess we're going to destroy it all. Election briefs. Scrutiny and double standards. Katie Hill's downfall splits Democrats. This is this whole China whore. Fucking Rashida Tlaib. I got no sympathy for her. She's a killer. Once you cross over to where she is now, a little privileged person, I mean, you guys know when you're elected that now she has a pension for life and she has health care for life. She's in, man. She is no longer the poors. That woman should shut the fuck up and stop her moralizing from her comfortable position. Shit comfortable position. Ill-gotten comfortable position. I've only been here for 10 months, but it's unbelievable the kind of scrutiny and double standards that I've seen. Oh, shut the fuck up. Nobody fucking believes anything you say anymore, you fucking cow. Said in an interview, adding that it is particularly difficult for oh my gosh, here we go. Fuck you. You're a piece of fucking human garbage shit. It doesn't really matter what color you are. It doesn't matter. It's shit is shit. White shit, black shit, green shit. It's shit. Gay shit, straight shit, it's shit. Woman shit, man shit, it's shit. You're shit. The reason that you're being scrutinized is because you're a fucking animal. You're a beast. And it has nothing to do with you being a woman of color. as a woman of color, as part of the coalition to fight against the white people who are so superior that we all have to align against them. You're a white supremacist, you fucking cunt. You're a passive-aggressive white supremacist, you fucking chortlehead. I loathe that woman. I loathe all of the fucking Gang of Four. I mean, I have various hatreds for politicians in general, but they rank really, really high up there. No, the Republicans have theirs too. I'm sure if I keep doing these shows that that'll be discovered in the course of time. Maybe. House Foreign Affairs Committee passes Spanberger bill to build national 5G strategy. Earlier this week, Federal Communications Commission announced its intention to play greater restrictions on Chinese telecommunications companies like Huawei and ZTE due to widespread security concerns. Yeah. How about not doing business with fucking Nazis already? Yeah. This is, these self-righteous corporations, NFL, Google. You guys will destroy American lives because they said the word nigger. And meanwhile, you'll do business with literal fucking Nazis and make billions of dollars selling to literal fucking Nazis. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. You have no moral standing in this land. You're complete fucking China whores. So stop it. Stop it with your woke moralizing, you fucking garbage cesspits. Privacy advocates express concern over neighborhood police partnerships as doorbell cams proliferate. Amazon's Ring app. Fucking Amazon. I'm telling you, we gotta stop buying this shit. We gotta stop feeding their shit. We gotta stop buying from billionaires. Amazon's Ring app and others like it, and the idea of law enforcement joining the real-time crime and safety alerts community is raising concerns about privacy, profiling, less than transparent public-private partnerships, and what critics see is another step closer to a big brother police state. Yeah, definitely. Among the worries of it, red fascists want it. They're demanding it. And honestly, the Republicans would be too, for other reasons if they had the power. Among the worries of some critics is video captured by Ring and other security systems being stored online by Amazon and other companies, adding to the names of personal information being collected from all of us. If people want to have alarm systems, that's fine. A centrally connected alarm system beyond property. And you know what else they're using this shit for? All of this. All they want is data. They want data. All of it. Human action, human movement, human dialogue, all of it. They want to process, feed it into their AIs. I mean, listen, folks, do you know who's running the strategy for the Democrat Party? Do you know who's running the strategy for the Republican Party? I'm not saying that this is true yet, but it might be. I'll say it's 60, 70%. I'm certain at some levels, maybe not in totality, but at some levels, decisions are already being made by AI right now. Like the Democrats and the Republicans are competing AIs right now. Like corporations are using AIs for market strategies. So we're literally watching AIs. I mean, I use that term loosely, artificial intelligence, and we think, well, it is artificial intelligence, form of intelligence. But we think of, the sentient AI. That whenever we think AI, we almost always think of the sentient AI. They're nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. But they're sophisticated enough to assume that these AIs can somehow figure out. Now, I think that the final joke is going to be in the end that in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxies, they went up to the machine and they said, "Oh, great machine, what's the answer?" Or, what was it? What's, the meaning to life? What is the meaning to life? And the machine says 42. And then they're like, what? Well, 42, but you asked the wrong question. I think that when we go up to the AIs and we say AIs, what is the meaning to life? The AIs are going to say, not enough data. I think even the AIs will not be able to overcome the massiveness of reality. That's my supposition. That's what I think you're going to find. And I think right now people are believing probably that the AIs are certain. The Democrats are following an AI plan. I have no doubt about it. Well, I have a little doubt about it, but I just can't imagine that they would be on such a what seems like a pretty obvious divorce letter kind of course, like the cessation of the land, like a separation from the rest of us. If they didn't have some AI saying, no, trust me, it's going to work out. What's going to happen the first time one of these AIs is wrong? Probably has already happened. Bet it has. Yeah, I'm just waiting. It's going to be no data, not enough data. House passes bill banning future Grand Canyon uranium mining. Well, within the construct of this reality, good. I hope that passes the Senate. We don't fuck with the Grand Canyon. Leave that shit alone. Just for a little longer at least. Roy Moore, oh gosh, this guy's still in it. Roy Moore to file paperwork to qualify for U.S. Senate race. Okay, I hate this guy as much as this is a motherfucker that I hate as much as one of these. Like, if he had the kind of power, like, I don't hate him as much as I do the Squad, only because he's not in office. Like, I wouldn't hate the Squad as much as I do if they didn't have the power that they have. But he has no real power. And I hope it stays that way, because if he does, then I'm going to hate this motherfucker as much as the Squad, because he is the blue fascist version of the red fascists. He is the CJW, the great CJW culture justice warrior. He will force your morality upon you every bit as much as you'd force it on his. He get that little theocratic shit going. He's a fucking dangerous man. But I don't think he's going anywhere, so I'm not really all that angry at him, because he's done. The only thing he might do is help Doug Jones win re-election, because he's a fucking idiot. Virginia Beach Human Rights Commissioner Kenneth L. announces resignation following anti-LGBT Facebook post. I'm just sick of this. You know, there is no. I'm tired of you people demanding, you little wokeitarians demanding that people lose their jobs because they don't like gay people. Fuck that shit. You could be a homophobe and still be in the public. Fuck you. Fucking deal with it. It's you use your fucking common sense, you fucking idiots. We're tired of your fucking religiosity. If you're a homophobe and you're not going around I mean, I don't care what you write on your Facebook page. You can homophobe all you want on your Facebook page. You should be able to homophobe all you want on your Facebook page, but because nobody has to look at your Facebook page. But if you're homophobing in any situation in which people can't look away, or you're polluting their air with your shit, that's when your homophobing gets you punched in the face. And then I'm for it. But if you're homophobing on your little computer and you understand, like, you're a decent person, yeah, you can be a homophobe and be a decent person. There's a lot of things about us and different parts of us that we're not so realistic with the world, and we allow ourselves to hate for various reasons. So you can be a homophobe and still be a good person. And if you are a good person, then even if you're a homophobe, you're like, yo, man, I know I don't like gay people and all that shit, but I don't know, man. I don't think I'm going to, like, do anything bad to them. But if you have a business and you're not hiring people, I don't want the government to tell you can't hire people because they're gay unless you have a business that's significant enough that it's, you know, there's not many options for people other than your fucking business. Other than that, they don't really care. But yeah, if you don't want to hire gay people, then fuck you. Because, like, unless, I mean, if you have something that's serving the public and you don't want to serve a member of the, and you somehow don't want a member of the public to possibly be, unless you have something like if you're a Christian group or Muslim group or whatever other group maybe has particular beliefs that, homosexuality is, if you're going to openly live a homosexual lifestyle, you're probably not going to be able to fellowship with many Christians. In America, probably a minority at this point, but won't be able to fellowship with me in a Christian way if you're gay. Not, well, to a certain level you can, probably not as deep. But anyway, that's a complicated issue because I don't go down the road of saying gay people are not Christians. I'll just say that I would have some concerns. The degree to which you openly live a gay lifestyle and don't really see it as sin, that would be an issue. It would only be an issue in the sense of a deeper Christian fellowship. I don't fully know your walk. I know that there are parts of my life and my walk that every bit as sinful as gayness. So, I hope I can get those parts of my life straightened up. I don't know that God is going to be looking at me and doing a measuring of goods and bads. I don't think that's how it works. So, I don't know how I went off on that tangent. I guess it's toward the end of the show, and it's time to end the show. Probably a good place to think of ending. You know what? I'm not going to end it yet. I'm going to go a little longer because you know what? Let me finish. My point here is that, you see, the guy that's writing that homosexuality is a mental illness, like, do I like that? Do I like somebody writing that? That puts red flags up for me. I'm not really willing to say this person's a bad person, but I'm like, immediately, if you're writing homosexuality is a mental illness, I'm highly skeptical that you might be an asshole. I'm going to give it in a 90% range, but I'm willing to give you a chance. See, maybe you had a bad day. Maybe there's something going on. They're just like, I don't know, maybe it could be something as silly as a gay guy cut you off and he's like, hey, I don't care. And you're like, you don't fuck gay people. I don't know. Unless, something. But I think, though, definitely people that feel like they need to go around and chortling shit like this, I'm highly skeptical of their soundness of mind and their trustworthiness. And I'm not going to call them evil. I'm not going to try to have their lives destroyed. I just might. Yeah, I got a little red flag up. So, they eat their own, though. That's what happens when you have those purity spiral ideologies. They spiral into each other. That's what Obama's trying to prevent in part as well. He doesn't want his brown shirts to totally consume one another. Got to try to pull them back a little. Our little Frankensteins are getting a little bit too uppity there. Let's go here. This is the light stuff. This is the light stuff, okay? Riverdale is not killing off Jughead, right? An investigation. I don't watch this show, Riverdale. By the way, that's Riverdale. It's a live action version of this, but I thought it would be funny to, because of copyrights, this is like all I could get that's not in the copyrights thing. No matter how many times they try to fool us into thinking it's true, we will just never believe Riverdale is going to kill off one of its core four. We're still of that opinion, despite the fact that tonight's episode ended with a flash forward to Jughead laying on an autopsy table, seemingly dead. You can show us his corpse all you want, Riverdale. We just aren't going to believe you until we've seen him buried, and then we've seen the show continue without him until the series finale airs and he doesn't return. Even then, we're going to continue to doubt you. I like this. It's funny. I don't even watch the show, and I'm amused at this. But certainly, Riverdale is currently doing its best to make us think that Jughead dies during senior year spring break, and we can't say we're not intrigued. All right, who wrote that? You get a little credit there. Lauren Peister. Good job, Lauren. Well written, funny. I mean, there's a whole, there's a whole article. She got more stuff there, so definitely article worth reading there. I don't know what that. Oh, that's the dead boy. That's the dead lad. There you go. Mom discovers bag of heroin in her. There's always got to be one of these stories every Halloween. It's like, Mom, I found heroin in my candy. Shut up, Johnny. Don't tell anyone. They'll get jealous. Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't do that. I might do that for well, not me personally, because I'm a decent person, but if I was a smoker and they gave me, because they said, you better watch it because they're going to slip edibles into your candy. I know some people that went out extra long times to try to get these edibles. Nobody ever got them. There were no edibles. There was just, they went out thin and they came back fat, but no edibles. Anyway, I'm not even going to read that story. I think the headline is enough. I don't want to feed it any more than that. It's hysterical. It's stupid. It's probably made up. I'm willing to bet it's probably made up. Amazon's pedophilia and the problem of pedophilia. This is from Good Fight Ministries, so if you clicked on that, I'll actually go to their video. Amazon Prime released a documentary called Pedophilia, Understanding the Mental Disorder, directed by Matthew Campea. We discussed the idea of issues of pedophilia and how people such as Harry Hay, Alfred Kinsey, and organizations such as NAMBLA have contributed to this problem. And yeah, like even Twitter just came out. Wait, let's just check that out. Let's say, oh gosh, I really got to watch this. I don't want to be in images when I do this search, just in case. How do I do this in Google without triggering the FBI? Twitter child no, I don't want to say that. How do I? Let's just do that. Let's see. Child sexual exploitation policy. Twitter has zero tolerance towards any material that features, promotes child sexual exploitation. Any content that depicts or promotes child sexual exploitation, including but not limited to. The following base behaviors are what is not a violation. Here we go. Discussions related to child sexual exploration as a phenomenon or attraction towards minors are permitted, provided they don't promote or glorify child sexual exploitation in any way. Artistic depictions of nude minors in a non-sexualized context or setting may be permitted in a limited number of scenarios, e.g., works by internationally renowned artists that feature minors. So there you go. I don't know. That's a vague, I don't know how you read that, but looks like you can, and by the way, there are people that exist, I forget what they're called. There's these pro-pedophile people that exist on Twitter, free to promote the idea of adults consensually loving children in a sexual way. And Twitter allows that content on its platform, which is absolutely a promotion and a glorification of child sexual exploitation. But I guess to them, maybe they believe that you can actually have consensual sex with a child. Do you, Twitter? Do you, Jack Dorsey? I want to know. Because why else is this policy written like this? This is creepy. And I've seen these people on Twitter, and they are so, wow. I mean, like, how is that allowed? That's hate speech. That is actual bona fide hate speech. And they'll, if you call a trans person, if you dead name a trans person, I'm not necessarily for it, but I don't think you should be banned for it. That's fucking nuts. But they'll ban you for that. But you can talk about having sex with children in a non-horrifying way. Like, that guy had sex with children? That's horrible! No. They're having conversations in which they're trying to legitimize it and Twitter allows it. That's pretty messed up, man. That's messed up. I'm gonna move on because that's not a good story. Baker Mayfield. I made this the top story, and see, I made this the top story because this is like Cleveland Browns. And if you're a football fan, the big old hypes, and this guy has Mr. Swags, and Mr. Swaggy Swags is sucking it. In the beginning, he banked on the hype. He got all these promotion or these ad promotion things, sponsorships. I don't know how many millions of dollars he's made off of those deals, and then he stepped into the field and he's hoardled it. He's dry heaved it all over the place. I mean, it's pretty sad. I mean, he doesn't even give us the theater of the splatter. It's just dry heaves. It's that bad. Baker Mayfield walked out of Wednesday's press conference after a heated exchange with Browns beat writer Tony Grossi. The second-year quarterback was asked about Cleveland's final drive during the first half of the team's 27-13 loss to the Patriots on Sunday and became frustrated when Grossi questioned what he considered a lack of urgency from the Browns' offense at the time. Mayfield called it the dumbest question you could ask and eventually exited his media availability. So he walked out of the press conference. Said, "Yo, man, no." Yeah, he's losing it. He's Ryan Leafing it right now. I think Ryan Leaf Ryan Leaf is making a comeback. Not on the field though. Announcer dude, doing commentary or podcast or something. Just we need another podcast. He says as he starts another podcast. Right. That's what I do. Anyway, he said, "Dude, you're Ryan Leafing it. You got to walk it back there, son." And he is. He's starting to Ryan Leaf it. He's going to lose that team if he hasn't already. Anyway, I thought that was, one of these great, well, horrible, but great fall from grace kind of. This is Icarus right here, folks. Icarus. Flew too close to the sun. And his dad said, "Yo, man, maybe you should put a little bit more wax in, not class so close." I was like, "Yo, man, I know what I'm doing, man. I got, A stretchable stopwatch lights up human skin. Recently, scientists have developed stretchable light-emitting devices called alternating current electroluminescent displays that can be stuck on skin or other surfaces like a temporary tattoo. However, the displays require relatively high voltages to achieve sufficient brightness, which could create safety concerns. So, Deshong Kong and colleagues wanted to develop an ASIL that could operate at lower voltages and thus be safer for human skin. To make their device, the researchers sandwiched an electroluminescent layer made of light-emitting microparticles dispersed in a stretchable dielectric material. Wow, dielectric material. Oh, dielectric. Okay, it would have been cooler if it was dielectric. Dialectical material. Ha ha ha. What a contradiction. But there's synthesis. Don't worry, it's coming. Between two flexible silver nanowire electrodes, the device contained a new type of dielectric material in the form of ceramic nanoparticles embedded in a rubbery polymer that increased the brightness compared with existing ASIL displays. They used this material to make a 4-digit stopwatch display, which they mounted onto a volunteer's hand who later died of cancer. But it was worth it because totally rocked it for like 3 minutes. At low voltages, the stretchable display was sufficiently bright to be seen under indoor lighting. The bright stretchable display could find a broad range of applications to smart wearables, soft robotics, and human-machine interferences, the research says. And this also ties in with that those little dots there, those quantum dot thingies. Where are they at? Oh, that's back here. Where's the quantum dots? See how all these stories tie together? You got to go to all these different sites, though, to get the effect. Yeah, the effect. Where are them dots right there? I think you need some of them dots. That'll help you out, too. Cannabis retrieved from man's nose after 18 years. Man, wow. A man who attempted to smuggle cannabis into prison by holding it in a balloon up his nose, has retrieved the drugs more than 18 years later after mistakenly believing he had swallowed the package. His doctors reported on the unique case in a paper published in the British Medical Journal under the headline, "A nose out of joint." Oh, I want to beat the hell out of you for writing that. Whoever you are that did that, do not do that again. Just stop it. End your writing career. You're done. No more for you. No typewriters, no keyboards, no pens, no pencils, no crayons, nothing that you could possibly write with. Matter of fact, your hands, chop the hands off. Chop the hands off so you can never write again, because that's an abomination. That's an unholy abomination before God and country. According to the lead author, Dr. Murray Smith of Westmead Hospital in Australia, the patient was first given the cannabis inside a rubber balloon when his girlfriend visited him in prison. I love the way you write that. Oh, well, when did you get that? Oh, well, yeah, my girlfriend was visiting me, and I was in prison, of course, and and she just kind of stuck this rubber balloon in me. Okay. He inserted the package into his right nostril to hide it from the prison guards and smuggled it into the facility. However, he was unable to retrieve it once he slipped past them and eventually mistakenly believed that he had accidentally swallowed it. That must have been some little nuggy nugs, because there was no way. I mean, come on. Can you get an ounce up your nose? Probably not. Get a quarter? Get an eighth? Not even a dime bag. That's a nickel. You got a nickel. That's a Nickel Nose. That's his new name. It's Nickel Nose. Yo, Nickel Nose! Yeah. All right. Police officer who leaked Cuba Gooding Jr.'s photo stripped of badge and gun. Celebrity Insider. Man, I wish how many officers are there in the country? How many American police officers? Hold on. Let's do this. Amount of American police. All right, number of American police. All right. Oh, come on. Why don't you give me that? How many cops is there? One full sworn person for every 100,000 U.S. citizens. So doesn't seem right. That's bullshit. There's no way that's true. Federal police. Oh, federal police. Okay. How many police officers are in the U.S. in 2018? Let's see. Okay. 850,000 of you need to report to share Cuba Gooding's picture. Please do this. Please get on this. Okay? So then this will happen, and then we can, start over again. I'm kidding. I love the cops. I can't stand them, but I love them. I can't stand them, but I love them. Or do I? R. Kelly misses court hearing due to alleged toe infection. This guy's he'd probably be a Twitter favorite because he's a pedophile, right? Isn't that what he's? Well, I won't say he's alleged pedophile. Having sex with underage girls. That's what he's on trial for. He's fit right in on Twitter. Twitter wouldn't arrest him. Twitter wouldn't ban him. According to a report from TMZ.com, Greenberg, Kelly's attorney, spoke to journalists outside the courtroom and explained his health problems, describing that the former legendary R&B singer was experiencing problems on one of his shows. Moreover, Greenberg described the legal situation to reporters, with journalists interpreting R. Kelly's lawyer as stating the case with journalists interpreting his lawyer. What? I don't get that. Oh, no, interpreting. I don't even get that. As stating the case would be in the courts for months. Reportedly, R. Kelly's little toe had to receive an injection of some sort. Who the hell wrote this? This is Celebrity Insider. Who wrote this? Who literally wrote, had to receive an injection of some sort? Did you write this with your crayon? This was written with your fucking crayon, wasn't it? What's your fucking name? Bridget Hill. What the hell? Why are you writing a communicate? Oh, okay, that explains it. She's a student. They literally have students writing for Celebrity Insider. And it shows, because this is she's an intern. That's why. It saves money. That makes sense. Never mind. I get it. All right. You know what? Now that I know she's a student, I'm going to roll that back. No problem. You're on the job learning. No problem. I'm just going to give you a little helpful suggestion there. I have run a newspaper, so I speak from experience. I am a newspaper editor, or I have been. I'm just going to say that you want to write this a little bit differently there. You don't want to say injection of some sort. You want to say, reportedly, R. Kelly's, it is alleged that R. Kelly received an injection. However, details were not forthcoming regarding the nature of the injection. You're welcome. You're welcome. Lori Loughlin, suffering meltdown as lengthy prison sentence looms. Lengthy? Oh, she's been charged with bribing officials who work for a federally funded program. Wow, a seemingly minor legal distinction that might carry major consequences. Lawyer, she's facing 50 years. Come on. She is not getting 50 years in prison. Listen, she's white. That's the first thing. And yes, the SJWs, I do believe that there is systemic racism in our judiciary. Absolutely. She's white, so she got that going for her. She's pretty. Got that going for her. She's a female. Holy shit. And she's a millionaire. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going to prison. She's going to get 4 months. 4 months in a cushy place and a heavy fine, and she'll have to do some sort of PSA. That'll be it. Mark my words. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I really don't care. Johnny Depp settles legal battle with attorney Jake Bloom from Variety. Johnny Depp has settled his long-running legal fight with his former attorney Jake Bloom, whom he had accused of collecting tens of millions in fees without a representation agreement. Depp's attorney, Adam, I'm not going to say her last name, said that the Bloom's firm, Bloom Herget, agreed to pay an 8-figure amount to settle the case. Depp sued Bloom in October 2017. So he got paid. Yay. What's this guy doing right now? He's kind of losing it, isn't he? I think. Is he losing it? Or is he back again? I can't remember. He's always losing and comes back. Emilia Clarke reveals Game of Thrones co-star responsible for coffee cup gaffe. Oh, coffee cup gate. Oh, this fire on my dragons. Guess how many episodes of Game of Thrones I've watched? None. I really didn't, but during an appearance on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Clarke was asked to comment on Sophie Tucker's accusation that the mother of dragons was the coffee cup culprit. So here's the truth. We had like a party before the Emmys recently, and she who plays Varys, this Conleth Hill, who plays Varys, was sitting next to me in that scene. He pulls up me aside. He says, like, Emilia, I got to tell you something. Love. The coffee cup. It is mine. Ah. It was the spider. It was his, the actress continued, clearing her good name. It was Conleth's coffee cup. He said so. He's like, I think it was. I'm sorry. I didn't want to say anything because the scene was very much on you. And I was like, what? Is that a reason? Wait, is your reason that you didn't come to my rescue is that I needed rescuing? I must reevaluate this friendship. Post haste. Well, glad we got that figured out. And then there's this. Jeopardy host Alex Trebek releases pancreatic cancer PSA to raise awareness for the disease. In a 60-second public service announcement, Trebek talks about the risk and symptoms of the disease. The video was released on Wednesday in support of the World Pancreatic Cancer Association. In nearly every country, pancreatic cancer is the only major cancer with a 5-year survival rate in the single digits. Now, in order to help patients fight and survive this disease, more attention. Okay, yeah. So I'm dying of the disease, so now it's important. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm really sad that he's dying of the disease, and I hope he doesn't. I like him. But still. Anyway. So get that checked or whatever. The thing is, when you get older, I'm only 51, that's old, but you just, all these symptoms that they say are this and that, you get them all the time. So, when you go to the doctors, you pay $200, whatever. You got that deductible, $5,000 deductible, whatever it is. Yeah. You don't go to the doctors. That's back to this story. This is what I've been talking about here. Back here. Instead of Jeffrey Epstein. And we talk about the health. Yeah. I think that's where I'm going to end it here, folks. I want to thank the one person, which is probably me, myself, that watched this. Well, if anything, these are documentations of what I thought and what I felt during this time, and I think it's significant. Well, it's a significant time that we're going through and how things are playing out. Whether even a year from now I'll be able to make a video like this, who knows? Probably not. Well, you know what? I'm going to end it with a little, this is, I believe this is, wait, what movie is this? I'm trying to remember. Was it a movie or a show? I have to look this up. Hold on. Let me look this up. Oh, that's right. This is Captain Marvel. Ready? Hold on. She plays this. This is when she discovers her powers. Ready? He taught me how to turn my cheek when people laugh at me. Wow! She's the greatest superhero of all time. Holy moly. There is no other. Captain Marvel. Leader of the Marvel Universe. There she is. Look, there's the Marvelins. There they are. There's Captain America. There's, who the hell are you? Spider-Man. That's Wonder Woman right here. That's Jesus. Not Jesus Christ. Jesus Morales. He wandered onto the set, and nobody would show him off. It's like, oh man, it's Jesus. Leave him there. Leave him be. He's now a superhero. Jesus Morales, one of the little known members of the Marvelverse. And of course, there's Thor right there. Classic Thor. Classic Thor look right there. Got that fucking hammer underneath there. He's ready to swing that bitch. He's ready to swing on it. Let's see them rock it out, man. This is the big climax. This is when they face the evil nothing. Oh no, racists. They face KKKs. They're gonna defeat KKs with hate speech laws. I think that's what they're on. Yep. Knocking them down. Ending them good. Man. I mean, gosh, those SJWs. They're really talented. You guys are really talented. You make quality entertainment. I thank you. Get the fuck out of here.